obviously his.
So the whole there was no thing getting out. Like
Let me recap.
Yeah,
Let me
actually,
recap.
yeah. Let's do that.
So, so we tumbled out of the portal, and there was a mage. You probably saw a billion photos come through the chat, being like, "What the fuck is going on?" But the blue cloaked mage with some dreads. How far up is he? You can find him. It looked like a kind of apprentice kind of sorts. Shocked that you guys had come through this portal and was scratching his head and oh my gosh, like what the heck? I didn't expect that to happen. And he goes, "Well, no worries. Let me close that portal behind you." And as he went to cast some magic, oh yes, I'll just read your message, Jed. I shouldn't have the chat app up in my peripheral vision. He cast the spell to close, and these fractal energy beasts appeared, and he went, "Oh no, not again!" And everyone kind of went, "Oh shit, okay." So you started fighting these things. Kind of got a bluish tinge to them. You actually probably might recognize them as kind of almost energies of the quantric school, of kind of like fractal mathematical energies, kind of
They're our
distorting.
mascots.
Yes, they kind of warp reality a bit, but they are mascot as in. I know you would have read that. The symbol would
like
be
the
there.
badger is to a Hufflepuff.
That's correct. Yeah. Or the lion is for Gryffindor, and if you came up against the lion, you wouldn't be like, "We're buddies."
Yeah, is my mate.
The fight ensued, and everyone was starting to take them down. They started to try and like switch places with people, distorting reality and causing some force damage. But what was more interesting is that every time it got to the mage's turn, he tried to help, and when he cast a spell, he shrunk himself down to tiny size. And everyone's like, "What the heck is going on?" Comes down to his turn again, casts a spell. I can't remember if there was a second one in there. But the third time around he cast a spell, an owlbear appears out of nowhere as this magic is surging around this guy. So you then had to fight an owlbear in this library as well, not to the pleasure of some people. Anyway, fight ends and
Q3 of the party being like, "Just fucking stop casting."
Fight ends. Owlbear dies. Everyone's all good for the most part. And with a few insight checks and swords pointed at this guy, you basically find out that he's an apprentice mage, a first year or like just finished his first year. He's a nervous wreck. He belongs to House Quandrix. He wears their colors, but he says that not a lot of places accept him because of his faults with dealing with magic. And so you kind of he introduces himself as F or Ephraim, and get talking to him for a little bit. Jalug makes a great comment to Hera, being like, "If I knew school was this exciting, I would have stayed in there." And then you kind of start making a plan, I guess. So, House of Lawhold is where Dean Tullis is, and Dean Tullis is the one that is putting on display this crown. It's the one that Hera saw in the vision, talking to herself, muttering to it. But as Molotov knows as well, that each house has two deans, almost the yin and the yang of the house. So Tullis is order, and Prague is chaos. Decide to go and, or if at least says that the Lawhold house has to give you permission to be here over the next couple of days, which to you and Hera is weird. That's odd. That the uni does have special events every now and then, but you walk outside and you see these cloaked, masked figures. Basically, if explains that Tullis has hired a private security company over the next couple of days, and that is even talking to Jalug as well about mercenaries and stuff. These guys are the shadow dealing of security. It's not the Shan police or anything. It's they've been hired specifically, and they deal a lot in psychic magic for protection and stuff. And they're kind of sporadically placed around the campus. They don't seem intimidating as such, but the students take a wide berth, and they kind of have this bit of a gloomy presence about them. You guys eventually get to the College of Lawhold, and Ephraim says that he will catch you up later. He's going to the Fire Jolt Cafe, and he hopes that you can join him at a table, because no one really does join him for dinner. And he loves to make new friends. So he goes wandering off, and you go into the Lawhold College again, talking to two of these Auric guards, ORIQ, Auric guards. They kind of have a bit of a stormtrooper persona about them. They are tough and they could take you on, but you kind of say a few words and they're a bit, okay, yeah, sure, we'll check, going through. Go through the Lawhold College. Students kind of spread around, and you meet with Dean Prague, an orc professor of chaos. He is blind. White fills his eyes, but he moves stuff around with mage hand. He has contraptions on devices that open and close the doors, but his books are all in basically magic braille. Each letter is kind of raised a little bit in little orange dots. Talking to him, you find out a couple of things. I know this is quite a long intro. Tullis has discovered this item and has not shared any details with anyone, especially Prague, which is her associate dean. So that's a bit surprising that the deans aren't talking to each other. Tullis has hired this security by her own initiative, and Prague seems a bit... He talks very chaotically. It's a bit hard to get a beat on him, and I think there was a natural one on an inside check for something. But he's kind of like, yeah, there's a security, it's weird, whatever. If you don't do anything wrong, what do you have to worry about? He did say that they most likely would be residing at the Fire Jolt Cafe, which is more of a student bar, or the Bowtie Tavern, which is where academics and professors and stuff from afar normally come to stay. Then I think someone asked him about the ball, the Magister's ball, the next night, and we'll just go along to that. And he was like, you can if you want, but if you're not on that list, you're not getting in, or if you don't have an invite, you're not getting in, which indicated that you need either an invite or a way in to this ball. And then I think Puck asked, can he see the list to see who's on it, and got met with a very sarcastic, sure, I'll just give over everyone's personal information. I don't see how that could be harmful in a school or whatever. And basically ended the conversation and got you guys out. So we now basically find ourselves, unless I've missed anything from anyone, we find ourselves kind of leaving the Lawhold College back into the Archway Commons, which is the middle ground, kind of like what you see here. And I believe there were kind of two streams of thoughts here. One was get an idea of who's on this list, because there could be some familiar names, or find a way to get yourselves to the ball. And two, I believe Hera wanted to speak to her dean, Professor Tavash, in the Witherbloom College.
I think you're bang on there. The two schools of thought were Puck wanted to go check out the actual venue while it is not completely blocked off. And then the other part of the conversation was, how much do you trust Tavash? We need someone on our side that we can explain this whole fucking chaotic story to be like, there's some shit that's going to go down. We just want to be around to help stop it. We don't want the crown. We're not trying to steal it. Other things are happening. We need like someone on our side within the college to trust that. Which
I guess it's also
let's go talk to your professor.
It's also probably a good thing to note that Jed's summary he put in the chat was, I won't use the word spot on, but like that's pretty much where you guys are at the moment. And I think there's nothing that stands out as completely incorrect in there. And I don't know whether the party is all up to date on that or what, but yeah, you kind of are exiting this college at the moment.
In like a crossroads, sort of figuring out what we're doing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, when Jed and I were just chatting, we were talking about like we don't really know what we've thwarted, and we don't really know what both factions' success rates are. In our minds, what's happened is that we have assisted in thwarting the Emerald Claw in 3 of these 4 locations so far, with the 4th just being taken care of by the Jarasco Sex and Puck's brother, Laurie, and that was over in, I can't remember the name of that town. Orndeer, that's right. So it seems like they're really on the back foot regardless. But yeah, we're just in this, we both agree that we don't really know what's going to happen after this point.
No, we don't know.
Think one of them is going to come out on top.
Yeah, we're here to try and thwart one last, the last corner of the weird X that we have figured out and see what happens.
But that weird X was also solely based on the actions of what the Emerald Claw are up to, because that was something we got from LaFon's and his map.
Yep.
But we also recognize that we've given the Ring of Tiranesh to Josu. They managed to we destroyed the gate. We stopped them building the armor for getting the Yellow Emperor to transport between the realms, and whatever happened in Orndeer. So they've already got whatever they need. Yeah, Josu has got kind of what he needs, and he's like a rolling success at this point with what his mission is trying to do. But who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. No. So I don't know about you guys, but like to me, at least as our group, I think what we're trying to, I trust us more than all of them. So
yeah,
I think mission is get the crown, and get it away and get us away as fast as we can. Potentially,
that'd be wild.
I might be wrong, but isn't
but
the crown something to do with like mind control or like something to do with like thoughts or something? Didn't we find out something about what the crown does from someone?
I would absolutely believe it being a crown.
I think you're
related. We're all caught up in this psychic shit.
Yeah, maybe I've just put that together in my own head.
Yeah.
It is called the Lidless Crown. I can't remember if there was a check made by you specifically, Hera, but you may have heard about that. It is also Talis has announced that she's found this, and everyone's kind of like, "Oh, what is it?" It's not like this is written down on the back page of every textbook. Like, oh, the Lidless Crown. Yeah, that's obviously this.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So that may have been an assumption you've made.
Yeah, maybe I've just jumped to conclusions there. But okay, never mind.
I think you did a bunch of research, and I don't think it ever came up in the group, but I think you're right. You went into like the depths of a library. Which library was it?
It must have
Um,
been in
archivist.
Corona Peak.
I think
Yeah,
it was in Corona Peak, and you discovered some old writings in like essentially a fairy tale book that spoke of some sort of king and his crown, and had something to do with the mind. I think you're right on that, but either way, we didn't really get any answers regardless.
No. And I suppose if it was inconclusive, I wouldn't have shared a possibility with the group. I would have just wanted to be accurate. So
Yeah.
okay,
I'm not
never
sure
mind.
that
No,
we're
that's
going to
good.
really have any luck trying to find out any definite information about it either. Like before the
No.
thing, she's kept it close to her chest and she's about to announce it. Like I don't see how we would find that out.
Yeah.
So I think the intention kind of was to split the party a little bit, and some of us were going to go try and scope out the hall, and some of us were going to go to your professor and try and word her up of like something is going to happen. And yeah, and as to what you were saying before, Ian, I don't think we should steal it personally. Like I agree that I trust us with it more than anyone else, but I think if we steal it, we're just going to get a huge amount of people trying to stop us. Whereas if we can like say we're just trying to stop the people who are stealing it. And also, if security protocols, all the shutters close and like the gates lock and whatever, like it should be pretty locked in there with like the security force that's been hired. Like it should be pretty safe,
Yeah.
and all the powerful mages that are there. The idea of like I don't think it's a danger to leave it here at the university. I think it's more of a danger if it gets taken elsewhere by other people. So I don't think we need to take it ourselves, but I definitely think that people are going to try and steal it, and we need to try and thwart that.
Yeah.
That's
But
just
you
my
don't
opinion.
think that you don't think that Talos himself is a little bit caught up in.
I think it possibly is
he's on
influencing
the
her.
he's on the
Just-
Emerald Claw's side.
Just quickly, tell us with a U and a she.
Yeah, I think she's
Oh,
probably
sorry,
being
sorry.
influenced by it. I think that it's like it might be even a cursed item that is like corrupting her or something. I don't know, but I just don't think there's any way that we steal it and that goes well. Like I think realistically,
I think you're right. I think and so many mages around will get disintegrated instantly.
yeah, exactly. And like there's security here. There's like a million really powerful mages plus whatever else goes on. Like I think it should be relatively safe at the university once we leave, kind of thing. As long as they know, oh, this is dangerous. Actually, keep it under lock and key. I think it will be safe. I think it's probably going to be a case of stopping people from stealing it and convincing them. Actually, you really need to lock this thing down. But that's just my opinion. We can definitely try and steal it and then have no idea where we go and what we do with it because we don't have any friends. And we're just gonna have this crazy item and be being chased by everyone.
No, I 100% agree. I don't think we should try and steal it before the show or before the reveal, because whatever's going to happen is going to happen then. If someone's going to try and steal it, it'll happen then. If someone's going to try and use it, it'll happen then.
What do you reckon?
I don't think I trust her though. I don't think going, hey, we should lock this down. Hey, we're on your side. Like, I don't think we should be you know what I mean? I think she's an enemy in my mind.
Yeah, I think that's part of why we want to go to the other dean, like Hera's professor, to be like, hey, we have major concerns about this. Here's why. We're really want to see what they say, and then whatever. And hopefully, if stuff hits the fan and we try and stop everyone, then there's someone who can vouch for us. Hi, dog. You want to say hi? You just come and say hi to me.
Come on, Papa.
Come up. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Papa. Oh.
But yeah, there's someone to vouch for us of like, no, they came to me. They knew that they said that this was going to happen, and they're just trying to stop it. Like that's kind of the thought.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
what are the
I
chances
agree.
your Professor Torvash would be able to convince Talus that we know things, or we know as a representative of Torvash, where we've been out and about looking for these artifacts, we've tied these other groups to looking for this particular artifact, and we just want to be an extension of your security service to be around in case anything happens. Like
Perhaps my first thing, to be fair, was going to be to ask him if she seemed different since she came back with the crown, and try and get as much information about whether or not, like, who's the orc guy said that it was she got the security by herself, but I want to know if Tavash knows if she's been in communication with anybody, it seems, outside of the thing that she might have been influenced by.
I
We're
like all
totally
this.
just sitting
I like
around
this.
the lid of
Let's
this.
just do it though, right? We're just talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
doing it. Let's just go and do it.
Yeah.
We're totally having this conversation in character, sitting on the lip of this fountain.
Yep.
As like people are like busy doing their business in very typical university fashion. We just hear someone walking past having a conversation that's fucking ridiculous, and you
They
just
were
ignore
roommates.
it.
The entire Quidditch team?
All right, Puck is going to go and have a look at this thing at the hall, and I think someone was coming with him. I think it might have been Jalud and maybe Ghost. I can't remember. Maybe Ghost was going to go with Hera.
Get that big.
But we can do that, and if you want to do the Hera thing first, then you can do that first as well. I don't care.
Okay, so what I want to know is, are we splitting directions, or are we all going to go together?
I believe we were trying to do it at the same time, and then we were going to meet at one of the taverns, and I think Molokov was going to go with them so that they didn't get lost in the university, and Ghost was going to come with me.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Molokov,
Yeah.
you can obviously speak up to that. That's kind of just what we had
No, that
decided
makes-
last time.
That definitely makes sense. I'd love to see the professor, but also Molokov probably isn't that keen on seeing professors.
Yeah. Molokov, why don't you give me just a general insight check, please?
Yeah. Let me flip open my doofa.
If we can get a room at the Bowtie Tavern, that'd be somewhere that professors and academics could meet us at another point, and we can always go and casual at the fire jolt for a drink with students.
It's an 8.
8. I think this is a little bit since you've arrived and kind of you've kind of stuck to the back of the party a bit while they led the way. You would have introduced yourself to Ephraim, and probably put one or two sentences into Professor Prague, but I think it seems a little bit overwhelming to Molokov. In the way that the busyness of Krona Peak excited him, I think the busyness of the university actually brings back a lot of memories, and it's a lot of memories before all of this started, which also entails it's a lot of memories of when things changed, for him, and just like those students coming past and just being like, a Loxodon, walks past and stuff like that. It's just
it's being in a place that's unfamiliar.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess, Puck, it was your idea and it's your Professor Hera, so can I get each of you to roll a d20, please?
10. Very middle of the
Straight
road.
down the middle.
19.
19. All right. So, Hera, as you know the way to your dean. You've been there plenty of times, and the university has not changed orientation or location, even though there is obviously magics about, and you're in the City of Towers. You know the campus like the back of your hand, especially because you're quite used to going places just quick, direct, and pretty much undetected. As you lead Ghost to almost the back end of the university. It's where the towers of the highborns and stuff almost always overshadow this place. And you know that Tavash and I can't remember her name, but the other dean for the College of Witherbloom, they reside past the detention bog. And the detention bog is almost a demi-plane between the old storerooms and stuff of the college to get to the bayou of where Witherbloom holds its lessons. You get there with Ghost, and Ghost, you notice that these buildings are almost falling apart. But as they look moldy and rough and uncared for, you do see that insects roam free among them, and birds have created nests in little bits of concrete that are not quite aligned in a way, and almost poetically tied to your companion that walks 2-3 feet in front of you. In the death of these buildings is the life of the creatures. And you kind of start to understand where Hera's point of view comes from. As you see little bits of matted fur on Hera as she, has been adventuring for so long, you also see how much Hera has grown in that time. As you go through the doors, gone.
By the way, I know you've been trying to catch up with your professor for a long time, and there may be some information that you consider not necessarily privy to my ears. But I just want you to know, given the situation and what we're dealing with, I don't care. Whatever you got to say, whatever you've been investigating or playing around with, that's on you. But I hold no judgment, and I'm not going to go spinning tales to others about things that don't need to be said. So just do what you got to do. If I have to step out of the room, just give me a hand wave or something. I'm on your side. You should know that by now.
Sort of take that in and almost look around where we are, and you can sort of see like a sense of belonging almost. Yeah. Feels like I've fit in, like it's understood here. Maybe that's why I've always held back myself, fearing being misunderstood, as I had done in the past. And I appreciate that. I know you guys are on my side. No. Put a hand on your shoulder. Come, you must meet my professor. You're going to love him.
As Hera says, you're going to love him, she swings open a old rickety door that almost looks like it's just in a little tower, not 10 feet by 10 feet wide. And you can't possibly imagine that a whole dean's office would be in here, let alone the college. But as you do, almost you get, not in the same way that the portal worked from Krona Peak, but you step into this demi-plane of both of you, not knowing what to expect. Hera, you know that the Witherbloom College is a lot more reserved and paranoid and concerned about outsiders coming in, and they always provide a test that the students know. Each year it refreshes, each semester it changes, depending on whether Tavash, or I need to look this up, sorry. Witherbloom Deans.
So imagine one of these deans is the dean of death and then the dean of life type of thing. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lizette. Whether him or Lizette, dean of the root, as in the trees and she was very like druidish and stuff like that. But Hera, you would know this. Whether her or Tavash are kind of have more favor that year depends on the task that is set. But as you step through, you both kind of feel a squelch under your boots as you look down, and you are in about a foot of muck and mud. And you look forward, and there is a bog of muddy paths in front of you, and around them swirl this green, almost bubbling, steaming liquid. It kind of looks a bit acidic. As you look up, you see these almost bugs which look like larvae, but you could pick them up like this, the size of a cat or a dog, and they've got razor sharp teeth. You see these as the pests of Witherbloom Hera, and you know that they are feral. Behind them raises a figure of many eyes that is cloaked in this deep mossy green cloak as it points out its finger to you and says something. And does anyone speak giant?
Yes.
Of course,
Ghost,
there is chat.
you hear but Hera, you understand that as we wither so that we may bloom. And you guys see these, and I need you to roll initiative.
Ooh. Also, a foot deep of mud is up to Ghost's hip, nearly.
We'll say like 6, like up to your thighs.
Yep. Yeah. It's deep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're terrifying.
Oh, these tests are getting out of hand.
Could have warned me about a test. Ugh. And the mud. Scramble up. Envy side. That's a 14 for me.
14, Hera.
That's a big old 6.
That is a 1 for the pests. 14. So, what I'll do is
You want rollies?
no, go first. What I will do though, without clicking on this link, Dale and Michael, the other 3 are going to take charge of the pests.
Oh, nice.
So what I'll do is we'll get Ian, you can be the red one. Jed, you can be the blue one. And Johnny, you can be the, let's go, yellow one. All right. So you guys have initiative of 1, and then there are also 2 up the back, but we can come to those ones. And yeah, this creature like stands on this mound, and here you have understood him to say, "We wither so that we may bloom." Ghost, you're
up. So what's the nature of a entry test? What's the goal here? I have to shoot shit?
These bugs turn to you and start like.
Oh.
They must wither so that we may bloom, I guess.
I just hope it doesn't piss them off. Ah! No, just take a pot shot at the blue
Sure,
one.
sure.
Nope, that's not gonna work. 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Huzzah. For... Oh god, too many pages. +5. 8 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
That will fire again.
It's still up, yeah.
All right. You see, yeah, this pop shot comes off it, and you go again.
Yeah, that's only 11 to hit.
I don't believe that does hit. No, does not hit. It goes flying off to the side.
Wonderful. I'll just kind of take, not quite in that square, but a step off to the side and sort of indicate, after you.
As you kind of step off to the side, your boot slips a little bit, and you see that as you touch the liquid, it starts to like sizzle at your boot.
All right, good to know.
All right. As you take the shots, this giant creature at the back raises its many hands up and repeats the sentence. Let me make sure I've got it right. We wither so that we may bloom. And what it will do is it will target. It's going to target you, Ghost, as you taking a shot at one of its creatures. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, goody. That is a 15.
A 15 is not enough. As you see it point at you, and you look at this thing, and suddenly all that stuff about saying, whatever you want to do here, that's fine with me, just leaves your brain, and you go, what the fuck is this? As it burns its image into your head, and you take 15 points of psychic damage. And you are frightened of that creature.
It's a shame I haven't finished those cloaks yet.
It is a shame. But Hero, you're up.
Yeah.
After you, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, this is not what I was expecting. This is risky business. I'm gonna run up to there.
Yep.
And I'm hoping, because they're all on the same initiative, that they'll sort of move at the same time, hopefully. Okay, we'll see what happens. I'm going to stick my staff down into the mud and sort of like push it down and hold the sort of like green energy glowing around my feet, and I'm going to hold yeah, I'm going to hold a 3rd level Wither and Bloom for when risk it until at least 2 of them are within range.
Okay.
2 of the
All right.
bugs.
You are holding that action. It goes to the pests' turns. As pests, your initiative is to attack these people.
I rush out of here.
Let's go.
Do we have ranged or just melee attacks?
Whatever's on that stat sheet.
It's just melee.
It's just
Okay,
melee.
sorry, I didn't look at it.
It's just a bite.
Cool.
+4 to hit.
Or you
Yep.
can grapple.
True.
Yeah, be creative. Your
yeah.
initiative is to get rid of these intruders.
Yeah, definitely just running up. And I would like to try and grapple, but we're going to move into that Withering Bloom space first. So
All right. So yeah, you'll move in, and hear it. You cast the spell.
So as soon as they're like close enough, wait for the scattering, sort of eyes half shut, listening out for them. And as soon as they're close enough, I'll like rip the staff out of the mud and it'll sort of throw the orb around me.
Yep.
So they will need to make a con save.
Mm-hmm.
ooh. 17.
Natural 1.
Con. That is a 22.
You're not playing puck, remember?
So
I know. I rolled a 19 and it's +3 on con.
Ian,
I rolled a 3 and I got a 22.
Ian is the only one that fails. The DC was 16, so that'll be. So 13 damage and then half for the one that saved.
Yep, you should be able to edit those hit points yourselves.
Do we
So
round
what was it on
up?
save?
I think we round up.
Yes, the 13 for the fail, half for the save. So 6
7.
or 7.
7.
Yes,
And then I will choose me as the creature to expend a hit dice.
Okay.
You can
Because
expend
I
a
am
dice for each level of the
not-
spell, so you
Not
may expend
healthy,
up to
as
3.
they say.
Interesting. So that was your reaction. You heal yourself. How much do you heal for?
Let me just double check.
It's 1 hit dice per level of the spell, so you can expend up to 3, plus your
Yeah.
modifier.
Plus my spell modifier, so I will expend 2 hit dice. So plus modifier, so 13 hit points for me.
Nice. As you see this spell cast off and it blows some of these pests back a little bit and with the necrotic energy, and you feel yourself heal, you again hear that booming voice coming from further away, and it's still speaking in giant, but you translate it in your head as it says something along the lines of you must sacrifice to learn the ways, as you feel your scars healing up, and it rears up again, but it comes back to ghost, and it says again, we wither so that we may bloom.
Sorry, do we get to have our bite action as well?
Oh yes, of course, go for your attacks.
I assume that's going to miss. That's a 7 to hit.
Yeah, that misses.
I think I'm going to try and grapple.
Uh-huh.
Just grab on.
So that would be a opposed strength check.
Yeah, strength check.
And here you go.
I think you'll be fine on this one. That's a 3.
Strength from you, Hera.
What's that, sir?
Strength from you.
Oh, strength.
Trying to grapple. 4. This pest grabs onto you, and you just like smack it with the staff, and it just lets go.
Just barely.
Or it's like when you try and brush a bug off, but it then just goes onto your hand, and you're like,
yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
And Ian pest.
I got a 16 to hit
Oh, yeah, definitely hits.
Oh, here he goes.
with a hole. Oh, sorry,
Now-
it is max damage. Max damage of 6.
Just I want to put a little
Gets
T's
me
and
back
C's
below
here.
half.
If one of you kills a player character with a pest, it's not my fault.
I'd be so impressed if we kill them with a pest.
Yeah. Ghost goes back and he's like, "It's bad news, buddies."
Yeah, so
it is your turn, and you are frightened of that creature.
Hera's professor just like straight up murdered her, guys. Yes, I'm frightened of that thing in particular, and that does not make me want to move forward, but I do want to help Hera. Always want to help Hera, and I'm really hoping she's still wearing the ring that I gave her. As I twist my own ring and click a little button on the inside of it, and both rings start to glow. I will cast Warding Bond. Which means you have a +1 while you're within 60 feet of me here. You have a +1 to your AC, and saving throws and resistance to all damage.
Ooh.
Not bad.
But tell me how much damage you do take, because I will be taking the same amount of damage.
Okay.
Once it's halved. Yeah.
So I take the resisted half, essentially. Is how that
Gotcha.
works.
Yep. That's cool.
And I kind of just, from where I'm standing, like, oh, yeah, this got really, really, really fast. This is all you. You got this. Come on. Beat him off. That's my entire turn.
All right.
Just quickly, GM, do you want to move the two in the top corner? Do you want to just like bring them down a bit, maybe on their turn?
These ones, yeah, they definitely will be
spend their turn moving or whatever. Yeah,
straight to you. Comes back to the.
Do you
giant
have a
turn.
mechanical? Do you not have a mechanical dog?
Oh yeah, Envy will be with you.
Yeah.
I always forget to copy the token over because she sits with like Swift Scale and Patrick.
I also forget that I have a
Mechanical
Steel
dog.
Companion every now and then.
That
was
absolutely can have Envy take a turn.
Yeah, so I don't think I can voluntarily move forward. So
Envy can.
Envy can, though. So we'll just have Envy come up and take a snap at the bug that just latched onto Hera's left arm.
Yep.
Which is Ian Pest, I believe. Oh, I really need a new rolling tray. That is a 19 to hit.
Is this the red one?
This is the red one.
I believe that does hit. Yep.
For a lazy 4 points of force damage.
Nice. All right. Yes, it's its turn. And this time it'll point to Hera. And it'll go for an agonizing burst range spell. As it reaches out, repeating the same thing again. You must sacrifice to learn and gain. And it puts out this force of energy, which will be a to hit. So that is a 14 to hit.
Just for shits and giggles, because I can. Envy is going to pick up on the magical missile coming that way and just give Hera a shunt, so that's a disadvantage on the 2-hit.
I roll the exact same, so 14 to hit.
Because I have a warding bond, my AC is 15.
Oh, nice. As you look down at this ring that starts glowing because of Ghost, and you kind of look down, you feel this pulse of energy whiz past you, and it smacks into like some crate off to the back and just blows it up. Harry, you're up.
Yeah, I don't like getting mixed signals from this guy.
You also remember that, and especially being a student, this is meant to be a test.
Yeah, that thought sort of crosses my mind as well. Oh, it's risky.
It might feel risky because there's only two of you.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it feel risky. But I'll sort of be concentrating and like turn around, see that Ghost is looking frightened of this thing, and think maybe he's frightened because of the scenario, and then it'll sort of almost click for me and go, this is the test, realize what he's saying, and I'll turn back to Ghost and I'll say, they don't wither, we wither, so we bloom. And I'll just take a knee. And that's all I'll do.
Just take a knee in the mud. Okay. It is the pest's turn. Go for it.
I'm going to regenerate.
Nice.
I get
Yeah,
5.
they all start
Yeah.
closing up a few wounds.
As I bloom a bit. And not necessarily being the smartest creature, thinking, oh, I nearly had this guy with my grapple. I'm going to try and grapple again because I was like, oh, that was so close. I can totally do it. So I'm going to try again.
All right, Kira. My question to you is: are you going to contest this strength check?
No.
You roll the strength check still, Jono.
Yeah, I rolled a
this creature
7. So much stronger.
latches onto you, and Hera, you realize you could fight this off. But walk me through it. Like, how do you let this thing grapple you?
Well, I imagine I've sort of taken one knee and I've got just like one arm, or maybe probably even both arms, just sitting on the staff in front of me, and it's coming from the side, and you just sort of get that like reaction to sort of go like that, and I hold the staff so that I don't throw it off. Feel like the claws start gripping into my skin, and just sort of no sacrifice, no victory.
Ghost, you see this.
Wild.
And you have a successful grapple on him, which I don't actually think imposes advantage to your friends or anything. It just means that Hera can't really move.
Yeah.
But thematically, it looks sick that Hera's taking a knee, and these bugs are like attaching on. You see bits of fur starting to rip off. Ghost, Ian, and I was going to say Puck, Jed.
I don't think mine has any, like, other than the fact that it essentially regenerates in spite of itself.
Yep.
He is going to attack.
Nice. Go for it.
That's a natural 1.
Oh, no. Ian?
Again, they're not. Also will regenerate, but I think not being the smartest creatures, I think he's going to try and sink his teeth into the middle leg of the thing that just attacked him.
AC
That's a
15.
natural 1.
Oh, these things are just rubbish. All good. Well, yeah, they're still nibbling and biting. If anything, this adds to your confusion, Ghost. That, like, what the heck is going on here? And but it comes back down to yours and Envy's turn.
Um,
And you may recall the sentence you said to Hera not 5 minutes ago. I fully trust you if you want to do some weird shit. I'm right behind you.
Yep. It's going to take Ghost a beat to sort of, because I think that's the first. Hera's just turned around and said something that, because he doesn't understand giant. It's the first time it's occurring to him. Envy's just going to take a bite because Envy's doing the same thing Envy does. That hits. It's a 22 to hit.
Sure.
Again, on Ian Pest. Again, 4 points of force damage. Ghost is gonna be like, Wither, Sui. Oh, I do not think this is my school of thought. Come on, big guy, hey, over here. That's it.
Okay. You call out to him.
Yep.
Roll me a persuasion check.
At disadvantage. -1, 9.
9. You see this thing look up to you and just tilt its head. As it tilts its head, you feel your head tilting as well, as it's going to do the terrify again. And I need you to make a wisdom save, please.
11.
11. Not quite enough. You take 23 points of psychic damage. Perfect timing.
It's a good thing a warding bond only works one way around. So I also take a knee in the mud, both knees, in fact, and I'm not looking very, very well.
All right.
So we with a yeah.
Hera, you there?
Yep. Sorry.
So Ghost just took 23 points of psychic damage and fell on his knees in the mud. I believe he's still up.
Single digits.
Single digits.
We'll sort of turn and see that, like, sort of being on the ground, still just look over my shoulder, wincing a little bit, and just sort of give a nod. That's the process. That looks a lot faster than this way. And I'll just stay where I am.
Nice. Cool. It goes to the bug's turns.
Heal again.
Regenerate. So Hera is going to take. I'll roll it. Yep, 2 points of piercing damage because the spine's digging in as the grapple is sinking a little bit stronger.
Uh-huh.
And I think that I will then have a bite. That is a 13 to hit, so I don't think that hits.
Doesn't it? No.
I think maybe it's like twisting around and is like somehow like biting onto the staff or something. Just like,
Yep.
oh, I'll take a bite of
Yep.
the staff.
I imagine mine it is actually latching on to Envy's leg, but it's just metal against teeth, you know. That's a 9 to hit.
Yep.
Gonna try and bite Hera's leg. That is only a 7 on the die for a total of 11.
Nice. So, what my question is to Ghost and Hera is these things are hurting you and damaging you, but they're not killing you. You've fought monsters from the dark. You've fought invisible dragons. These are bugs. And they are just chipping away, and it is hurting, especially you, Ghost. It's the psychic pulse every couple of seconds. Hera, I'm gonna kind of take it out of initiative to you and Ghost here that you realize that this could be a long, drawn out process if you let these things bite away at you and such. Is there anything you would like to do as both of you? As you feel that this thing is just repeating and repeating.
I mean, I have an idea.
Let's hear it.
I imagine we look up at each other, and I look down at the pistol in my hand and back to you. And I think you probably look to a dagger tucked in your coat.
No, we look to each other, and I look to the pool of acid sitting next to me.
Oh.
And what do you do?
Only issue is you're grappled.
Yes. Or what do you attempt to do, Hera?
Then
No.
I'm gonna
Alright.
squeeze, pull onto the bug that's with me, and say, "You're coming with me, bud." And I'm
I think I know what's about to happen.
gonna just push myself back. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you're back now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna squeeze onto the bug around me that's latched on.
Gone again.
Hold him tight and say, "You're coming with me, bud." Into the S, I guess.
Okay, sweet. I think I go that you pick up the bug, you walk into the acid, and as you do, you feel it burning. And Ghost, you watch as Hera starts walking into this acid, and you see it start steaming.
I don't watch
around
it. I feel it.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. I want to know first, Ghost, are you responding in any way?
Um, I think in a moment of panic, he almost tips the gun towards his own chin. And then just like deep exhales, and just embraces the pain because I'm so low. I'll be out before Hera is probably.
Right. So this is what happens here is as Hera walks in and starts sizzling and this thing goes, you feel that pain and you almost start to black out a little bit. As Hera, the pain suddenly just eases and everything feels soothing and peaceful. And you kind of do have the thought of, oh, is this what it's like to go? I believe Hera has gone down before as well. And when you kind of refocus, you notice that you are no longer in a swamp of sorts. You're actually in an office. And although there is mold and stuff growing around, it is not as bad. It is not as hold on, I'll try and find this. As mucky or anything. It seems clean. You see little wisps of green energy wisping around the place. And in front of you, you see a grey-haired man with a black feathered cloak sitting across as he leans in from his desk. And you see this guy, recognizing him as Professor Tavash. And he says, "Oh, my stars. Is that you, Hera?" And you both can fully heal and get a point of inspiration each.
Oh wow!
Meanwhile, the other three head towards Kolima Hall. Molokov, you recognize this place as the place where these grand events are held. Kolima is one of the not founders of the college, but definitely had influence earlier on. Definitely very in line with magic and knowledge and discovery and sharing. And you know this hall is almost elliptical in shape and has a has a giant statue of Kalima in the center. As you three approach it, you see that there are a couple of Auric guards outside. You're not too surprised at that, but inside you can see students moving around and some senior students instructing other ones, and a lot of them seem to be from the Prismari College, which is to do with arts and flair and color and expression as they move around. You three approach. No one seems to notice you approaching the doors as yet, but what would you like to do?
Of course, the theatre kids are all here.
Will they notice if we try and blend in or something and find a list?
Sort of like look between like us and our travel worn, beaten armor, and then towards the students who I'm imagining are all of these colorful costumes and wacky hair and all that sort of stuff.
So to give you an idea of what the Prismari mages look like, this is what you have.
God, Strixhaven was such a good set.
I know.
Jalug's in like his black cloak and
Puck is
maybe
covered in blood.
I was going to say maybe he's playing like a character, and so they'll assume that he's playing the bad guy in the play or something.
All the world's a stage.
Yep. Also, Molokov, it's worth mentioning that you guys chose to put all your weapons in Ghost's bag of holding, except a couple. I think some people held on to some daggers and swords or stuff, but like you've concealed a lot of your weaponry.
Yeah. And on that, then I probably would have put my shield in.
Mm-hmm.
Is Molokov hiding his arm still here?
Yeah. He'll have his cloak over.
Yeah. No,
like he won't be hiding the fact that he has a mechanical arm. He'll be hiding because that's quite hard to hide. But he'll be hiding he won't be making it obvious.
Yeah, sure.
He's very used to, I imagine, sort of keeping it under the cloak, keeping it at his side. If someone goes to shake the hand, he'll use his left.
Yeah.
Or
maybe we can try and sneak in and not sneak in, but go in and just sort of poke around. Is there another reason we might have if we get questioned why we might be here?
Don't see why not. When I was here, students could go. We could intermingle. There's no problems.
Oh, okay. If we're just allowed to go, then great.
We just might stand out a bit. There might be questions, but hopefully they want to be. They'll be innocent questions, you know. Are there any of the the arcs around?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. There's about 2 or 3 outside, but once you climb the steps and look through these grand doors, there doesn't seem to be any inside. They're kind of leaving the students to hang these banners, and they're moving tables around, and they're obviously getting ready to show. It's probably worth mentioning as well that inside there is a large statue of this owl-like figure that you would know as Kalima, kind of the centerpiece of it all. But no, it's kind of that day before the event. Everything's messy. There's plans off into the side. Some of the tables are stacked. There's the one guy that can carry like 10 chairs in each arm, and there's a couple of girls that are swooning over him, and it's
Puck has.
It's the guy that's not helping at all, juggling decorations.
yeah.
Puck has cook's utensils. So I might distribute some of those through the three of us. And I'm like,
Okay.
if we need to, we can try and get into the back and into the. I assume there's a kitchen nearby. If they regularly host things here, maybe there'll be a list back there as well. Let's poke around.
Is there like a balcony level as well? Like I'm imagining it's like, it is this hall, but like, probably with like pillar. I'm imagining like you go into like a cathedral kind of thing, and there's like the
Yes.
pillars holding up, and there's like the balcony level.
Yeah, so I would definitely liken it to the cathedral kind of arcane. Yeah, so there's those upstairs places where maybe some distinguished guests would sit and view rather than take part, kind of thing.
Yeah. Because I like the idea of like heading in the back looking for like a kitchen area, but I thought Jalou might want to go up the top. He can then get a bit of a vantage point over looking there and like, eyeballing like possible escape, like ways of getting in and out, or like, seeing from above, that kind of thing a bit was probably what he would do. But if Puck's like, come on, we're going into the kitchen, he'll follow. But if we sort of just stood there, was started to separate a bit, I'd probably like start heading upstairs.
I think Puck, unless you step in, I think take that initiative, Jalou. You kind of start wandering off, and you see that towards the back of the hall there are those curved steps that go to the second level, and you're kind of looking around and just taking note of things as you get up there. So can you give me a perception check, please? Also remembering that you guys are still exhausted.
Oh yes, that's right. That's a 20 and a 16, so I think that's -1 for perception. Oh no, +2, so 18.
18. It's not too bad. You go around and some maybe two of the students were up here, just not actually working. And yes, I think we should hang the banner from that wall there, and obviously been caught in the act. But as you do get to the second stage, you do get an idea of the hall. It's quite long in stature, and you're right. There are pillars down the center way. And by this owl statue of Kolima, you probably have seen a plaque or something, Kolima, wisdom and knowledge together or something like that. There is like a plinth in front of it for what you would imagine is for speeches. I don't imagine Jaluga's been around many fancy events, but it does look like a place of stature, a place of command.
I've been to like military rallies kind of thing. Yeah.
And with an 18, that's probably when you see next to it is like a half pillar where something could be placed on for display. There's nothing there at the moment, but it seems that someone has set that up to display something. You imagine that is where the crown will sit while they announce it.
Yeah, cool. Well, I guess I do a circuit of that level. Make note of like windows. Are they? I don't know. Like this sounds dumb. Is there glass here? Shan's like a super advanced place. It's not just going to be open yet. So like windows. Just casually looking out. Like this one can open or locked, and are there like is there a fire stairs outside, whatever? Sort of I guess I do a circuit or up there, and I don't know if there's then a level up to a bell tower or whatever. Otherwise, I'd come down and stuff.
Yeah. On that search, give me an Arcana check.
Yeah. Oh, and disadvantage.
I do love moments in D&D where like you've prepped something and then a character says exactly the right line to be like, oh, they've unlocked this bit of dialogue that I can now go into.
I'm rolling really well with my disadvantage because I rolled an 18 and a 20 again. So I'm rolling two natural 20s that are dead. So, but that adds up to a 20 for an Arcana. I think I'm starting to embrace this idea of like, there's magic, and I'm now noticing it.
Yeah, and maybe to Jalou, the difference between magic and force, and like you haven't studied the difference between all these ways of the universe, but you do see that these windows are made of glass. and they do have openings inside of them, but they do have a hue of arcane energy around them. And the Arcana check probably triggers to Jalug that places of importance of people you have worked for in the past usually do have some sort of arcane lock or barrier when the time arises. And they can be placed there infinitely, but they can be switched on and off depending on who is in charge. But
Yeah,
before
so like
too
for
long,
instance, right now, if I was to open the window, it's probably going to be okay.
you do, and you try it, and it just
Yeah.
it swings open, and you get a kind of a top-down view of the courtyard you were just in.
Breeze.
Nice breeze comes in. Someone off to the side goes, "Hey, close that. We don't need those open now." And you see this tiefling trying to hang one of these banners, and the wind is like blowing it out, so he's kind of losing his grasp on it. He's, hey, oi, close it.
Yeah, I'll close it and walk on. Oh, just like, yeah.
The banner kind of comes down and he goes, "Come over here, give me a hand with this."
All right. Yeah, just like easily reach up like a bit higher and just hold it in place while he.
Yeah. Puts a couple of placeholders in there, and then the banner kind of just sits there, magically levitates up as he's kind of turned on all the cogs that need to be working. Oh, thank you. I haven't seen you around here before. Name's Fisterus. Fisterus.
Fisterus. No, I'm here I'm visiting for the exhibition tomorrow. I'm just I like to get a bit of a look beforehand. See the inner workings rather than just the pomp and ceremony.
Oh well, yeah. I would do anything to be invited along. I can't imagine what kind of a heroic act you'd need to do outside. But if I can be a part of planning it, then maybe next year I'll be invited to one of these events and just get along and get my name known.
Good luck with that. It's, I heard it's pretty exclusive. They don't need any servants around for the day.
Servants? What do you think
sorry,
this is?
Helpers.
Well, there is a list of things to do if you're willing to give a hand. I can get you some tasks if you want.
I'm fine. I was just trying to help you to get in. There's always no one notices the people at the back. I've noticed, and you can often sneak in. You know this.
Oh, I wouldn't sneak in and tell us. No, she keeps a firm lock on these things, and if the people say what's true, she's about to give something game-changing, a discovery she's found. Well, she'll have this place tighter than a. He says some profanity that doesn't quite click with Jalug or something, or maybe he's heard it in the tavern.
Idioms don't translate across cultures.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know. I'm sure a enterprising person like yourself, if you really wanted to be here, you'd find a way to stay.
You know what?
Such a big event.
Yes, I think you're right. I might go to the cafe tonight and see if anyone else has pulled out due to whatever's going around at the moment. Yeah, maybe you're right. I'll try and get my way in that way.
Bit of a sickness going at the moment, I heard.
Oh, I don't know what you could call it. Bad dreams, they claim. But people are withering out and, well, they're not much use at all. Got to say, as a volunteer, I don't get much sleep anyway, so maybe I'm immune. Kind of gives a bit of a laugh.
Well, I hope to see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll look out. Reaches out a hand and shakes it. I didn't quite catch your name.
Jalug.
Oh, well, pleasure to meet you, Jalug. Anyway, I better crack on. I don't want to be seen slacking off. And goes and starts rolling up another banner, moves down the corridor.
I'll just keep circling, and then if I've gone around and there's nothing else that's triggering, I'll make my way down and see if I can catch up with the other two somewhere.
Sure. Pakamolika, what are you doing this time?
I'm looking for the easel that has like the seating arrangements or something, and if there's not one of those kind of things around, like just sort of walking past some paper, giving it a little bit of a sticky beak, and then heading into the kitchens at the back to look for a similar thing, potentially with like dietaries or something on it.
Perfect. I was going to say I was going to try and get a check for that, but my event brain was ticking off, being like the dietaries would just have every list of name next to the tables and stuff. So no check required, but it does take a bit of time. You do go around and you see that they're all kind of setting up and moving tables and they're numbering tables and such, but you do go back into the kitchen and they haven't started cooking yet. The event is tomorrow night. The kitchen is actually pretty empty. There's some crates of some stuff that's been brought in, but very much dry foods and stuff that doesn't need to be opened right away. And you kind of find these lists of dietaries, and I would like to give me a perception check, I guess, or investigation is your right up against it.
I think investigation probably makes a bit more sense. I'm going to do that one.
Yep.
They're the same
For the ones that say doesn't require food.
Yeah.
That's a 14 plus 8, 22.
22.
They might just say like oil can or something, like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz.
95 premium.
WD-40.
Funny enough, you do peruse this list, and it is not your generic dietary requirements. There are some oddities and curiosities on here that certain higher influential people have required, squid eggs from the ice cap regions or something like that. It does kind of pique your interest a bit. There is no oil or petrol on here, but you do find the name Keeling, Josu Keeling. He is on table 9. And among the names you don't recognize, except 2, Onus and Shapiro.
Also on table 9?
Yes.
Yep.
Perusing the rest of the list, you do not see the name Kelly anywhere. I'm just assuming you're obviously looking for those spot
Yeah, I
names.
wouldn't have expected to see her name, but I kind of was thought
No.
maybe Vath or whatever it was might be there.
Yep.
Well, it's not necessarily would be there, but like as in I'm looking for that one. Because I didn't think that she would be going by her actual name.
No. But neither of those names are on there.
Yep. And no
Look for
Lafons, I assume
anagrams
either.
like Tom Riddle instead of Voldemort or something.
Hold on, let me just get you the list of 100 names, and then you guys can figure out if any of them accidentally correspond to like, oh, does that spell Tiamat?
Cool. All right, if that's good. I will go and have a look at where table 9 is in relation to the crown and to like exits sort of thing. That's kind of and I'll word up. I don't know if Molokov's come with me or not, but I'll word up the other guys when I see them that I've found that and that they're on table 9.
Okay. If you're doing this by yourself, Molokov, what are you doing during this time?
I think anything I've thought of is now the other two have been very successful at. But I think something is bugging me, so I reckon he's going to sort of be like wandering like the main area of the hall where everyone's sort of coming and going, and I think he's going to look for a student or even a group of students that I reckon he can spot the type of people that are doing it of looking busy, but they're not actually doing fuck all. Someone who's just like cutting up something and then cutting up the same thing.
Yeah.
It's Molokov, I imagine, has had some experience doing this back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
When they're like, "Oh, we've got to decorate the hall for the fucking."
Yeah, 100%. Give me a perception check.
Sure thing. 13 on the dice for a 14.
14. Again, takes you a bit of time, but you kind of. I think it takes you a bit of time because you are not outgoing. You're not going to just go up and look at people directly in the eye, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you do see a group of 3 students off the corner, and I won't bother them. And you keep looking around. You come back, and no, they haven't moved, and they haven't made any progress, like you said. And yeah, that line of thinking is okay. I feel a bit more relaxed with them as you go over, and there is a male human, a female half elf, and a male tiefling. Just kind of like you said, yeah, they're cutting up kind of cards, place cards for to put on the tables once they've been set. That's actually something to notice, that the tables haven't been set yet.
Yeah. Interesting.
They look up
Yeah.
and go, "Oh, what's up?"
I'll just hit him with the. Yeah, hello. I'll sort of position myself like being the quite large being that I am. I'm gonna sort of try and position myself to block like the general view. Like, I imagine they're already like in a corner,
Yep.
but like help them out a little bit with this like not getting noticed, and I'll sort of like pick up on the cards and like start helping as well.
Sure.
There's a lot going on a day like this. Do you have to do this a lot over in Prismati?
Yeah, well, you know what it's like. Apparently, we add a bit of flourish to everything. What brings you here? You don't quite recognise your colours, or well, you're not wearing any colours.
No, my haven't got my uniforms in the wash. I'm from over at Quandrix.
Oh, one of the brainy ones. Well, don't let us bore you. Kind of one jokes.
I'm not quite as quick as all that. What I do takes a bit of time. But
one of them looks over the other and is just like, "Who is this guy?" Like, like you can tell they're not straight away interested. Like a
100%.
A traveler in a tavern would be like, "Okay, tell me your story." They're like, "Okay, buddy. Like, and can we help you?"
Yeah. We
Hey, welcome to the social anxiety of high school again.
I know. I've actually been trying to follow one of these what are they called, the orc guys. He owes me a bit of money. We were doing playing a bit of cards the other night. Do you know where they're staying?
You just for you, Ian. We did know that they're staying at the Fire Jolt and the Bowtie Tavern.
As in all like.
That's the indication. Yeah,
right.
That's the indication you
gotcha.
got. But
okay.
one of them will answer, and will be like, "Playing cards with one of those. You're not a narc, are you? Yeah. Fuck the Ulrich. Yeah." It's just like, what are you doing playing cards with
I
them?
agree. Fuck
the
fucking absolute cheats. I fucking never again, honestly. He's been avoiding me all day.
If you do win, they'll probably lock you up and take you away. God, disgusting, I say. They can't let us be free and whatever we want to do on campus.
Oh yeah? What have you heard? What do you mean?
Oh, well, ever since they got here, they've been picking people off left, right, and center. Well, no one will tell you that because they're too scared, but I tell you, you look at those guys the wrong way and you're gone.
Sort of like...
Give me an insight check.
Oh yeah, sure. Ooh. 8 plus 1, 13.
You are exhausted as well.
Ah, you're dead right. Natural 1.
That's one. Carry on.
Don't know what was No, they sound like a nasty bunch of critters. You don't
Yeah, well, anyone that tells you what to do is a nasty bunch of critters, I'll tell you that.
because it's a Grimoire. I never did get along with my professors.
Well, not getting along with your professors is one thing. Them hiring private security? Who does she think she is? I mean, I don't even care about this crown. What could it be? What could be so special about some ancient thing from the dust? Flares
you
up some
might be
prestidigitation on some of the cards. It's like,
You might be surprised about what could come out of the dust. So they've only been here since this crown sort of came into the school, yes?
apparently so. Something's got to be special about it. I'm sure we'll all hear about it tomorrow night when she announces what it does.
What do you think it does?
I don't care. Easy. Just literally point blank says that back to you.
Fair enough. It's another fucking school. Like
Yeah.
he's probably not like will avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that. All right. I'll pull out a pouch, pull out that little leather pouch, and I'll sort of pull out a small clump of the sleeping herb, and yeah. You guys have a good evening, yes?
They quickly look around and, what are you doing? And they grab it and put it in their pouches. It's like, God, you're going to get us all caught. Anyway,
Yeah.
who are you and what are you doing here?
I can't really answer the first one, and I don't really know about the second one. We know we're here for the crown.
You see, like, the two guys lean over to each other and be like, I think he's had a bit too much of the...
Yeah, I think Molokov at this point, he's not going to get anything out of these guys, so he's probably gonna just sort of make his awkward excuses and
Sure.
shimmy on out of there.
As you leave, you, like, just overhear them being like, what a weird guy. Like, that was odd. Like, what the heck? But you, as you hear that as well, you can tell that they're not conniving behind you or anything. Like, they just don't really care.
Just another general college experience for Molokov.
Yep. As all three of you kind of reconvene near the front.
Well, I learned fuck all. What about you guys?
It's a nice view from up the top. There's like magic stuff everywhere in this university. The windows, I think that they can lock. But yeah, seems like everyone wants to get a ticket to this thing, but try to find out if there was a place you might be able to, sneak in. But seems the best bet might be to find someone who's got a ticket and take it. People are a bit sick. There's a bit of I think he said like nightmare, dream illness or something, which you guys were talking about. I don't know. But
He is definitely
maybe
perk up at that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
like
sounds-
legitimately, Julie does not understand this, and
Yeah.
so he's just like he knows you guys, like he knows you guys talking about it, and so he's like, oh yeah, that was the thing that like whenever someone talks about dreaming, he's like I don't give a fuck, but like he knows that you guys care about it, so he actually is like, oh yeah, they mentioned that.
That
And
sounds...
he probably did go into not detail, but like he's saying that people are calling in sick and taking time off because they're having bad dreams. Like it sounds serious.
Yeah, and like if if Jalou didn't have any concept that the rest of the party's been talking about that, he'd be like, yeah, bad dreams hardly seems like a reason to like take a day off. You know, it's like, you know, oh, I'm having, but it's a pretty, like, you're not
Yeah.
going to get a doctor's certificate for that. But like,
yeah.
but yeah, because of this, he's like, he actually is going, oh, okay, well, you know, maybe that's connected to this weird thing they're all talking about.
That sounds like it's the ticket. Dreams and things happening in dreams has been a bit of a theme for what's been happening around us. Speaking of people getting tickets, our old friends Josu, Shapiro, and Onus are there. I'll say to Molokov, and I'll turn and explain kind of a little bit of who they are to Jalug. They're the people from House Jurassico who are trying to turn everyone into Warforged. Clearly they're involved or want to be involved in some way. Not sure what we're meant to do. Was the table near the crown at all, or?
So the tables aren't set up yet.
Okay.
But I think with looking around those papers as well, you probably did find a floor plan of where they're going, and it seems you know, first thought is Y9, and then I think you would say how close is it to the crown, and you see that it is basically plinth, crown, table 9.
Yeah. Okay. They've got front row seats. I think they'll be around there. Not sure what they're going to do or what's going to happen, but they're involved in some way, or they want to be. Maybe Hera's had better luck working out exactly what's going on.
Cuts to her with a bug on her, comes back.
I'm concerned about what's going to happen at the gala, but for now, I guess it's just wait and see situation, unless we can get tickets. Doesn't look like that's going to be easy to do. Every seat is... There's no empty spots. They've all got names to them. And I can't imagine some kind of magical disguise will get past here. Those sort of shenanigans sound right up the students' alleys. They'd be on the watch for
We
them.
either need to find a way to be volunteering or find someone who's sick and get in that way.
I, looking down at myself again, covered in injuries, would love to go to the infirmary if there is one. Maybe we can do that and talk to them and ask them some questions while I get patched up.
All right.
I think we're no good here.
Okay, so as you kind of look back and just take in the layout of the place and what it might look like the next time you're here, it might be all glitter and show. You make your way out, and as you do, you see that the two oryx were not that were stationed outside are not there anymore, and the courtyard seems clear of people. As you hear in almost a distorted kind of voice, "Yep, that's them." And you see 3 of the oryx in the pathway look up at you and click on their blades. As I would like you all to roll initiative.
Awesome.
Y'all
Dale
are just
and
getting yourselves arrested?
huh?
Y'all are just getting yourselves arrested?
As we literally didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is at disadvantage as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, fortunately for me, I can re-roll ones. Hey, that's pretty good.
Flame luck.
It's great. Honestly, it's a ridiculous feature.
Oops. So, Ghost and Hera, you can control these guys.
I wish I could re-roll ones because I don't know if you can see it. I literally rolled 2 ones. So disadvantage is the same. My good rolls have finished.
It's an earthquake in Ivanhoe right now.
I had to put the phone back on its mount.
So let me just get these out. So Dale and Michael, you can use these. And poke it here as you come out and you see these 3 oryx turn on their blades and like you said, Pucklet, you hadn't done anything. You were suddenly alerted, but just off to the side, you see standing up on one of the tables a more what looks like senior. More senior Auric that seems to have called out this. There they are. Get them. So, to all right. So, Molotov, what's your roll?
8.
Yep. Puck's done hers. Jaluk? That was a 1, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
a 1 that becomes a 2, I'll have you know.
2. Oh, Molotov. 8.
I rolled a 15 and then a 1 and then a 15.
Nice.
Sorry, 1 and then a 14. Sorry. No, what am I saying? A 15 and a 1, and then I get to re-roll the 1 and then a 14. That's what happened.
Nice.
That was a journey.
Yeah, I was like, why did I roll 2 dice? Oh, because of disadvantage, right? And then why did I get to roll again? It's like, why have I rolled 3 dice for my...
Yeah. Ghost, what did you get?
Oh. +2, I guess. 15.
Nice. And Dale? I don't actually even know who's there. That's right. He can have a 1.
10.
Oh, 10. Nice.
Before we throw down,
Yep.
can you just remind me and maybe everyone what was like we put our weapons away or whatever? Why were we told explicitly you couldn't have weapons at uni, or was it just like or we didn't want to draw attention? What was the deal with that?
It was maybe don't go walking around armed to the teeth. That you should be fine. If you get permission to be here, you should be fine to be here. But you're gonna have trouble if you're just lathered in fucking huge amounts.
I imagine you've got a pretty concealable weapon.
Oh yeah, no, I've still got mine. I still have the lightsaber sunblade thing, but yeah, like have we seen like I'm not wanting to like just run out straight and like decapitate a guy. Like have we seen like are people like even if it's a ceremonial sword or whatever, or is it just like absolutely no one is using weapons kind of thing?
It's a bit hard to tell, but I think you don't know what everyone else would be carrying around the uni, but these guys look like they are ready to fight you.
Yep.
So if that gives you any context of like they have pulled out their swords.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yep. And have we seen
knives?
Have we seen like
they've put out knives?
Yeah. Have we seen in the background like as we walked around like it's full of magic? Or anyone people like just having like wizarding jewels and whatever like just as a bit of fun like not like full on we're trying to kill people but like
probably not it's kind of probably that thing that magic is reserved for the classrooms and stuff like that. And this courtyard has been cleared of people. There's no one else around it. So obviously they've secured this area. But two of the Prismari students that you were talking to, Molokov, run out and be like, "Hey, back off! This place isn't yours. Like, fuck the police!" Like, as they kind of like start their magic and join you in the fray. Cool. So,
my
Puck,
allies.
as usual, you are up first.
Puck is like, I didn't friggin' do anything, so he's not even running. He's just walking. He's like, I'm gonna go at like half speed, but he's just gonna walk his 15 feet. So like, look behind him, look at these guys, and just sort of like, I am not involved in this, and just sort of like get out of the way. So he's gonna do that. He's probably gonna he has a few daggers that he's sort of gotten. He's probably just gonna make sure that's like available and accessible to him, but he's not drawing anything. He's just like, I don't want to be involved. Put his hands like, I'm not really involved in this, and just sort of like walk off kind of casually.
Sure. Prismara student 1, whoever that is.
Actually, what I might do is I might hold.
Yep.
Because that's just some movement. I might hold an action. If they come and try and arrest me.
Yep.
I might just hold, if I can like sort of like hold my movement as an action to just sort of stay away from them, like just like back off if they're kind of walking towards me, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And he's
Absolutely.
and if that happens, he's just gonna be like, what's going on? I didn't do anything.
Sure. Michael.
What's my prerogative?
As a
FTP?
student, yeah.
That's kind of it?
Yep.
All right.
I love that you're like the art student and you're like, so what's my motivation? What am I?
We clearly didn't get into the slugs enough.
Prismari Apprentice is up to.
Yeah, it's these guys have no right to be here telling students what to do.
Yeah, great. So I'll biff an elemental blast at this one up the front.
Yeah, nice.
+4 to hit. 15.
15 will not hit.
Nice.
As you see that the magic goes towards it almost bends around him.
That makes sense. Yeah, get out of our school.
Nice. Dave.
Yeah, fuck the police. Oh, shut up. This school used to be about free thinking, and I'm gonna throw a little spell his way. I'll go for the same guy that my buddy was shooting. That's gonna be a 14.
14. What did I just say? A 14 does not hit. No. As again, the spell blends around it. Molokov, you see these two spells come past you, and you realize it's that you were talking to that have now come into action. You're up as a fellow student.
Yeah, I'll sort of look back and give him a little nod, and then sort of face hardens, and I'll charge forward at. I'm going to sort of come over here and sort of shouting up at the. Is he like up on a pedestal, this guy?
Yeah, he stood up on one of the tables, and someone was having lunch there. Clearly, he's just stood on their fries, and just intimidating, looking down at you, just like pointing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put the metal hand on this guy in front of me, and I'm gonna try and throw him into the other guy just south.
Okay.
I'm trying to literally shove him out of the way because I'm trying to move straight towards that fella.
That'd be a contested strength check. You are exhausted, remember?
Yep. 1, 2. It's not bad. It's a 12 and a 12. So, sorry, no, hang on. Plus, so 16.
16. You throw this guy. into the other one, and they both fall prone.
Lovely. And then I will use 1, 2, 3. I'll just take another step. Shouting up at it. What is the meaning of this? I'm a student of this college. Leave me alone.
All right. That will go. It's actually the little ones first. So what they'll do actually. Yeah, these guys are going to stand up. Use half their movement. And then wisdom save, you reckon? 1, 2, 3. So they're going to say to, let's go Puck, Jalug, and Molokov. They're going to all cast suggestion. And they will say lay down. So wisdom saves, please.
He saves that disadvantaged. Not yet. Yes.
It's not a disadvantage?
No, not yet.
Great. Then that's a 17.
Wisdom is also a 17. No, sorry, 15. 15.
15?
Mine's an 18.
18. So you all hear these voices almost like a megaphone has been turned on as they all just go, lay down! And you just feel it attacking your brain, but you shake it off as it goes to the...
Does that count as an attack against me?
It's a spell, so yeah, it's an attack, yeah.
Who did it?
Each of them did one to each of you.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, whichever one did it to me, I'm going to use my reaction, and they need to make a con save.
Ooh. Okay.
Actually, hang on. I probably don't have that item on me. Yeah, I wouldn't have the item on me, so it won't, actually, they won't. My apologies.
Okay. All good. It does turn to the main guy, and he faces you, Molokov. Yeah. And he'll look down at you and go, "You are no student of the school. You are trespassing on grounds." As he reaches out his hands and closes his hands, and you feel the inside, your blood almost start to heat. And I need you to make a con save, please. Muted.
A 22.
22. God damn.
Good at those con saves.
Half as much damage. Okay, so you take 16 points of necrotic damage. And this thing realizes it hasn't grasped on you and moves right up forward to you and tries to stand over you and goes, "You will be removed from the campus." Jalud, you're up.
Jalug is just going to barrel into that guy.
Okay.
Was already starting to run and was going to basically try and tackle him off the table onto the ground. Now that he sees him just, so I'm going to run. I don't know, I basically want to body slam him into the table.
Okay.
Do I make I'm just kind of run and tackle, smash him in? Do I make an attack roll? Do I do a shove? Do I?
Yeah.
Do I maybe
Let's
run up
do...
him and then push him? I don't know.
Yeah, roll for a hit against his AC.
I guess that's unarmed. So what's that? Oh, it is in there. That's a 19.
19. Okay, so now make a strength check with advantage. Which will just be athletics is fine, but that'll just be a straight roll. Because you'll take away your...
okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, then that's a 21 for athletics.
He got a 20.
Oh, 14 plus
Uh,
7 is good.
As you definitely feel he is tough, but you shoulder charge into him and knock him back and prone.
Yeah. I don't know if the angle would work, but I definitely wouldn't mind, like, essentially trying to just. You said he was standing on a table, just trying to like barrel him, smack him. I've watched wrestling through the table, right? Like,
Yep. So I guess for damage, roll a d12 and add your strength modifier.
Oh, that was a journey. The 12 rolls a lot. Plus my strength mod, so that's 14.
14. Smash him through for 14 points of damage.
And he's down prone. And I guess I've just like been able to, like, because I'm standing above him and just like stay down.
Nice. All right, top of the round, Puck.
Oh, I'm going to bonus action second
sorry.
wind and heal
Yeah.
myself with
Go for
that. Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep moving away. I haven't done anything, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't feel like drawing a blade and attacking this guy is a good like any of these guys is a good idea for him.
Sure.
Especially not in his condition, and bit confused as to really what's going on. And Puck's just gonna probably try and do I try and just absolutely leg it? Because I'm sure I can get out of here. I think Puck reckons that it's quite likely that the others are going to get arrested, or if they don't get arrested, then there's a lot more guards probably going to descend on this location and they're going to be in trouble. He's like,
Okay.
I got to go get Hera. I got to go talk to Hera and get Hera's professor to come and sort this stuff out because we haven't done anything. We're allowed to be here. So Puck is going to use his action to dash. So he's going to move 30 feet. He's going to action dash another 30 feet, which gets me off the map, and then he's going to use his bonus action to cunning action and to dash, and Puck is just gone.
So I want to check with you. Your intention is you are legging it, which is fine. I really like this, but you're not kind of, maybe you do like 2 lookbacks kind of thing, but you're not interested in what happens here. Is that correct? As in, like, you're not kind of going around the corner and waiting. You're going.
No, I'm trying to go and find where Hera is. I'm going to try and basically get around a couple of corners, get out of sight, take off my cloak or something like that, just change my look a little bit, and then ask a student, where's the Witherbloom College? And get over there.
Perfect. All right. Cool. Michael, Prismari student. So you guys see Puck dash away, and these students are not concerned with the stranger they haven't met. But they can see these. Go on.
Is this bonus action its own dash? Is that what that translates to?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. So I'll fucking like puff up my chest, cast mage armor on myself, walk forward and be like, "This is free speech. You'll never keep us down," and just like bonus action dash through all 3 of these guys. Move first, and then I have enough movement to just barrel roll through them. Probably go over this guy and stand on a spot on the table as I do. So that's a DC 12 dex save for all 3 of them.
All right. The guy that is prone, the commander, he passes, and the rest fail.
Nice. So I mean, they're all knocked prone.
Nice.
That's all that does.
Nice. 1, 2, 3. As you do, knock them all prone. Well, this guy was already prone, so you stand above him. Anything else from you?
Nah, that's it.
Dale.
Yep. So, I suppose my friend is run this way, so I will try and keep up with him. I suppose go to where the group of the people that seem to be joining us, at least. I keep going to Hera's page instead of.
Just starts casting Wither and Bloom spells.
I suppose, to be fair, I'll just cast another Elemental Strike.
Yep.
I guess that same guy still over there. Let's try and do some stuff. That's slightly better. It's one better. No, it's one less actually. 13. It doesn't matter.
No, doesn't have. So you see these apprentices flying off spells, and they are like, if Hera was here, she would see that they're just not accurate. They're not landing. They're not finishing the sentence before they cast it, and yeah, it's that kind of like they are apprentices basically, and they're firing off little cantrips. But that brings us to Molokov.
Right. Okay, this is all getting a bit hectic, to be honest. We're radicalizing students. We're I
We're
think
already radical, man.
I'm gonna go over here, and I am gonna try and I'm just gonna reach down, grab him with the metal arm, and I'm gonna try and grapple this guy.
Yep.
That's
a post strength or athletics.
Athletics better for me. Still disadvantaged there. Not bad, not bad. Haven't used my skills in a while. +7, 15.
15. He comes back and elbows you in the face as you back off. He got some 18 total.
This damn exhaustion.
And it hurts. That's a solid elbow to the face. Oh, you feel your nose start to bleed a bit. Anything else?
I think sort of like almost as that like flavor, not mechanical. I think he sort of gives him a kick back and just, why are you trying to arrest us?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. These three, they stand up. 1, 2, 3, and they will move in on Jalug, and one moves in on the student. And that's kind of the point where Jalug and Molokov, you realize that one of them does go for the student and takes a swing at them with a 16 to hit, which I believe does hit, for 21 points of damage.
Dale is missing, but I'll note that for him.
Oh, good. I'll minus that for him on his hit points. And then the commander tries to stand up and looks at you, Molokov, and will go with a lash out at you, which is great. That's a 13 to hit.
Not hit.
With a
Wait,
plus 9. Plus
13
9 to hit.
or 13?
Yeah, 13.
Okay, cool.
Just swings at you and misses. And Jalug, things are getting out of hand now. What are you doing?
So did the one that's attacking the one that's attacked the student, was that like just a punch, or was it a knife? Like, are they pulling weapons?
It was a punch.
Okay. I'm going to, from my around my belt, I'm going to flip out my, just reach down, grab my decanter of endless water, and I'm going to point it, because I think it's only you can aim it at a creature. I'm going to point it at the one that attacked the student, and with bonus action, I'm going to say geyser and shoot out like this like effectively, it's a water cannon. And so they have
This
to take,
truly is a radicalized college campus.
this is what I mean. Like, hell yeah, eviscerate the proletariat. I'm going to shoot it at the one that's attacking the student. And so they need to make a DC 13 saving throw.
They fail.
Hey, all right. Well, they take a massive 4 points of bludgeoning damage. However,
Nice.
they are now knocked prone.
Again.
Yeah. So that was my bonus action.
Yep.
And then, so is everyone prone at the moment?
Pretty much. No, sorry. These guys are standing next to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they're right there. I don't know if it's possible. Like, I'm not necessarily going to punch them or whatever, but I guess I want to just maybe, can I like grab both of them by like rather than go punch 2 attacks, I'm just wanting to like hold them out and just be like, yeah, I'm just going to go, I guess, using my, some way using my mercenary kind of, I know it's not exactly like I'm in charge of them or whatever, but like, I'm just like, why are you involving us? Or like, why are you attacking the students? And just holding them back. And like, rather than attacking, I'm just going to use that just to be holding them back.
Roll me an athletics check.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. That is just a straight check. That's a 23.
23. Nice. You just grab both of them by the scruff of their necks. And as you do, you feel that solid armor that they've got on, and you grab them and lift them up and say that to them. And as you do, Michael, that's when you hear a voice say, "Oh my God, hold him there!" And from the side, you hear footsteps run up as you turn around and see an elven figure, a bit pompous, a bit chubby, one that reminds you of one you've seen before, as you see Shapiro appear with a crystal purple tube as he shoves it into the neck of the commander, and you see the commander go limp. And he goes, "Stand down! Stand down!" And that is where we'll end for this session.
Fuck it out.
First of all, what? And second of all, power to the proletariat!
That was so good.
But if we went another round, I would be like, my actions are just going to be yelling out, like trying to get like all the students around coming in.
Yeah.
I had such a great next turn, but Shapiro's even better.
Just quickly.
Yep.
So who is Shapiro?
So, you see Jalug, this
A right-wing commentator.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, is it Ben Shapiro? Facts don't care about your feelings. He's just on the university to debate people.
Yeah. This is a
actually
Prager
got,
University.
A stall set up saying, "Come, prove me wrong."
Change my mind. Yeah.
No, so you see this. Kind of like he's an elf. So he's got the tallness to him. But you can tell that this man has lived a life with wealth and food. He's got that roundish face. He's got the broadish shoulders, but not in the fit muscle way that Jalug has. Definitely has the circular belly, the finer clothes, and is definitely out of breath from probably running, from here to here, kind of thing. But he has sprinted in, and he has got this cylindrical purple, glow stick almost, and shoved it into the back of the neck of this commander, and he has gone limp.
We also would have told you that this guy is Warforged.
Yeah.
So
you don't know that. Well, sorry.
He like, as in like the story that we probably have told you is that we were doing a job in Khorvaire, like the jungle out that way, and this guy and another guy from Jurassico double crossed us and tried to blow us up to kill us to accomplish their goal. We survived, and then we met them in the town afterwards, and they were really surprised, and we confronted them, and then we left them, and that's why we don't like Jurassico. So that's probably, you probably know that much, and that they are robots. We know that they've transferred their consciousness into bodies of Warforged.
So they're not necessarily like enemies, but they're just like out for their own, or
they're probably like some of our party, including Puck, definitely see them as enemies because they did try to kill us, but like they're not necessarily evil, and they're trying to stop. They're directly opposed to the Emerald Claw, who are absolutely evil. But like they're not necessarily our friends either. So they're like they're we're not really quite sure where we stand with them, but we know that they don't like us, and we know that they tried to kill us, and that they are trying to stop us, and we're kind of against them, but it's not a full, they're actually our rivals, enemy sort of situation.
When we would have talked about this, Ghost probably would have told you that, like, Shapiro and Onus, they're Warforged, but they're also, their hands are also kind of being forced by Josu. Josu's definitely the bad guy here.
Yeah.
They don't have much of a choice. They're following orders. As far as Ghost's concerned, like, Shapiro and Onus are actually kind of okay, which are just allegiances. Their allegiance is stuck. But they're not necessarily our friends. And right in this moment, you wouldn't know this is Shapiro, but it would take 2 seconds for that to come out.
Yeah.
This is one of the guys we're concerned about. One of the names that we were looking for.
I think as well, he would have said, like, Molokov, hold him down. Like, has called out your name.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's wild that he's here.
Very cool.
I mean, you did just read his name.
We did know he was here. Like we did hear that he was here, but I think what's more
wild
interesting is that the Oryx seem to be
in charge.
Yeah, the Oryx seem to maybe be Warforged that are they're able to control.
Or they're Warforged army.
Oh, that's spicy.
All right. Okay, cool. That's interesting. This will be fun.
Oh, I just had a brain thing.
Also, a great session where I had prepped 2 scenarios, and then I was like, we've only got half a party. How do I fix this so no one's sitting out for like an hour? I was just like, you can be the monsters.
No,
and you can be the...
It was a lot of fun.
That was well done. These Prismari apprentices are nothing to joke about. 44 hit points, speed of 35. Their spellcasting sucks, but this like recharge of a bonus action dash that you could just dash through other creatures' spaces and knock them prone.
So there's stat blocks for apprentice, pledge mage, senior, and professor.
But like, if you were fighting against 2 of those, constantly knocking you out, they'd be fucking pissed.
They've got gust of wind as well. So that was my next turn, was to just fucking gust of wind in a line and just send everything moving in a direction. So like, good fun.
I was desperately going like, pretty much everything I do is just like, you know, I'm a fighter, so pretty much everything is like, oh, I kill people. Like, I probably shouldn't like murder people in the middle of like the university square.
That's the thing, my because your immediate thought is obviously, I'm going to take a swing, but like, I was like,
combat.
Because my plan was I was going to grapple. I wanted to grapple the main guy and then essentially hold him hostage and just be like, leave us alone. We're going to leave the square, and you're going to let us.
Yeah,
that's like why I'm just walking away. I'm like, I don't fucking do anything. I'm allowed to be here. Like, we've literally been cleared by the Oryx to be here. I'm just like,
I love that.
Skedaddled.
Well, also because like I knew that was going to be a thing on the campus. Is like the rules kind of change without them being blatantly obvious. And for example, you walk out here and you're like, hold on, I can't just kill this person. But then also, you've also got freedom to be like, I can just go to the other campus and get Hera. Like, what is Hera and Ghost doing? Like, where are they? You know, we've sent them off on their own little mission. Meanwhile, they've just stood in front of their dean, which will be we've got to explore that.
Yeah, this is cool.
What was your thought, Michael? You had a brainwave.
If, in theory, right, the Auric are part of this, extended Warforged army, and Josu's essentially privatized security around this crown specifically. This crown, the lidless crown, has something to do with the mind, could potentially have something to do with dreams, the one thing that Josu's trying to stop. So he's just like armed up around it to be like, nope, it's going to be mine. Like, I can't let this be used. This discovery cannot be given to people.
It certainly complicates it when you're like, oh, okay, like it should be safe here because they've got all these guards. Oh, right, the guards are probably no longer actually neutral people working for the university. They're here to help it be stolen.
Yeah, and if not be stolen, at least kept from Vath and the Emerald Claw.
Well, given that we got attacked, I reckon that we're on the naughty list. Which is, but what is weird though is that like we already met Oryx and those ones didn't attack us on site, so something happened.
Someone was given an order.
Yeah, or is it like, hey, it's a geo-locked order? If they're within this area and you see them here, then triggers a new suggestion or a new order or whatever.
Not all of them might be Warforged, just the ones in that area, and saw you guys walk past and were like,
Region locking a Warforged is like the best thing I could think of. But sorry, you can't actually operate in this continent because you got a Region 4, not a Region 6.
You can pay to relocate for an additional license for this region.
Yeah. Your subscription doesn't work.
Warforged jumps on a train to go between Region 1 and 4, and during 2 and 3, they just automatically power down, just sitting there.
Yeah. You can pay, but you need to have an address registered in this new country, which is actually going to take you about 4 months to do because you don't become a part-time resident until...
Yeah, you better make sure you got 10,000 gold in the bank too, and are investing in local business.
Does anyone have the picture of Shapiro? I'm pretty sure I sent it in Discord when we first met him. I'm just wondering if the Control F would work because I don't have Discord open on my computer. It's on the iPad.
On Discord.
Yeah. Does Control F work in chat there?
Not sure.
There is a search function.
You also might. The problem is, Reese, you often send things without. You'll be like, "Here is just a picture."
Yeah.
So I'm getting no results.
Okay,
no results at all.
I'll try and find it for you, Jono, just to give you an idea of what he looked like because it's on the PC, obviously, which is in a container, but I don't think I've got it. Yeah.
So we're finding out. So you're saying that like the Oryx seem to be Warforges, is what you're saying as well?
That's a speculation.
Well, it's our best guess.
Because I think you were saying like every time we're hitting them, it felt strong, like it felt harder or something like that.
It definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Maybe just that one was a Warforged. We don't even know what device he used anyway.
True. All you need to do is control like the lieutenants or the sergeants or whatever and say, hey, you are in charge of these people. They'll do what you tell them. Jono, do you have any other questions about... Okay, cool.
No, I think that's fine. I think it's okay. Like, yeah, like the thing that you and Michael wrote down, that was really helpful. Just as like because obviously I've only been in there like from the volcano part, as far as one of those 5 locations or whatever. And so that's really helpful to see that come through. And then, yeah, like, I mean, obviously this is interesting, like the political maneuverings on the campus, and that's fine. That'll play out. But yeah, no, I think it's okay.
Okay, cool.
Just scrolling back through our chat, and I've just passed the moment where I was fucking flirting with Onus on the airship and all of the memes that were sent at that time.
Oh yeah, I found him.
Oh, you found him? Oh, good, because I'm scrolling back, but there's so many messages.
Oh fuck. Get out of here. Go back. Yes.
Oh, how did this happen?
What happened?
I've managed to pop out the chat box.
Oh, the chat box. Can you do that? I pop out the video every time.
Oh no, sorry. This is the chat for the actual call channel, not the chat channel that I was looking for.
There you go. Facebook chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we probably told you, like, we crash landed with them and we worked out, oh, we can't heal them because they're not actually elves. They are something else.
Yep.
And so we had to get them into the city, and we worked out they were forged.
Cool.
Yeah, no,